Hello everybody, my name is Zul, and welcome to Modding Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. In today's episode, we are going to be looking at another texture pack, another Xarrwarz texture pack in specific. This is Telos OTE. Now, if you're a follower of my channel, you're probably like, Zul, you've already covered part of the OTE texture pack, and while that is true, the Telos OTE is a little bit different in that there's some tweaks and there's some modifications you can do to make it look a little bit better. So if we take a look now, we can see the footage in the background. It looks absolutely fantastic. It is an astonishingly good looking mod, just like all the OTE series. It keeps the look of the world intact, but it just sort of enhances it. I know it's a little bit stupid to say, but that's what it does. But another thing I'm going to be doing in this video is covering how to use the color pack, which is available as well on deadlystream.com, allowing you to change some of the colors into alternate things. As we can see, that beigey brown kind of color there that's present all over the planet. You can go ahead and change that to whatever you would like. The mod author has released several alternatives. There is also a tweak for Nvidia users, which will sort of improve your performance, and I'm going to be covering that as well. But let's talk about the texture pack a little bit. It looks really, really good. As you can see, everything looks super crisp with this mod installed, but it still looks the same. I honestly am super excited about the rest of this series because the rest of it looks good so far. Now, I'm not going to be covering every single version of this texture pack because that would be just ludicrous, but the same principles that are applied to this pack with the installation, some of the stuff we can do, the ways to tweak the pack is possible with all the other versions of this mod, I'm sure. Don't know if there's going to be any sort of colory pack. I don't really know anything about textures, but I know some people were wondering how that worked, and I'm going to be covering it as well. So without further ado, I think we should probably get into it. I'm sure you had enough at the footage here to see what the mod's all about. It's just high definition textures, so let's get into a really long-winded installation and tweak video. Alright, well, the installation of this mod is actually really simple and straightforward. There are some tweaks and some sort of changes that I'm going to cover here, and you might want to stick around if you're interested in that. But first, let's get to installing the mod. So what we're going to be doing is just basic override installation. Head over to the download section on the main file, and you will see two options here. You'll want to download both of those. You can only download one at a time. They're just self-extracting archives, so there's nothing really to worry about. If you do get an error, that's because you cannot download them both at the same time. We're also going to go ahead and download the Telos OTE Color Pack 1.0. This is going to be part of those little changes, and I'm going to show you how this works in a little bit. But first, go ahead and download all of those files first. Alright, now here we are on my desktop. As we can see, I have all the files right here. Now, the top two are self-extracting archives, so you just have to run them and it will open them up into a folder. The third one is just a .zip. You have to extract this with either WinRAR or 7-zip. It's quite simple, so you can just go ahead and do that. And we won't really need this right now, so we're actually going to put it off to the side. These are the main files, and they're just a simple override installation. So let's go ahead and open up our override file. Let's go to Steam Apps Common, Knights of the Old Republic 2, Override. We're then just going to take these, click on one of them, click Control A to select everything in the folder, C to copy, click on the other folder and click V. We will paste it all, and that's pretty much it. Then we do the same thing for the animation and skybox. Copy and paste. There we go. Do this for the next several, and that's it. It's really all you need to do to install the mod. But there are some tweaks and some changes. But first, we're going to need to download some software. Now, the first piece of software we're going to go ahead and download is Xnview. This is a software thing that allows you to basically look at all of the texture files. It allows you to view TGA files and see the textures without having to install the mod. This is good if you're using the color pack because it kind of lets you choose what you want to install without having to do some trial and error. All you have to do is go along to the minimal version here on this page and download the program and install it. I've already gone ahead and done that. The second software program that we're going to use is for Nvidia users only. Sorry if you use AMD, although you can probably find similar programs. I'll see if I can look one up and throw it in the description to do kind of the same thing. This is based off of a post by the mod author at deadlystream.com, and I thought I'd include it in my video. We're going to go ahead and download Nvidia Inspector. Alright, well, I've gone ahead and downloaded both Xnview and Nvidia Inspector. I have them right here on my other monitor, so let's get started. Now, we'll start off with the Nvidia Inspector changes. So go ahead and open this and launch the exe for it. Alright, so let's get started with Nvidia Inspector. Open up the folder and launch the exe, which is going to launch this program right here. Okay, now in order to do this tweak, we're going to be basically doing something that makes the textures look a little bit crisper, a little bit sharper. You're going to go along to the area where it says driver version, and you're going to click on these wrenches here, the little thing next to your driver version, which will open up another window. This window, to be exact. In this window, we're going to go down to the area called texture filtering, and there is something called negative LOD bias. We're going to select this, and we're going to click on clamp. We're then going to go one up where it says to LOD bias OGL. The mod author actually says that we need to set this to -1000, although I don't think that works. I think he might possibly be meaning -1. If that's wrong, I'm sure he'll correct me, and I'll leave an annotation and something in the description, so maybe quickly check the description to see if I've corrected that. Go ahead and click Apply Changes. And that's pretty much it. This is going to make the textures look quite a bit crisper if you're using an Nvidia graphics card. Alright, now we're going to take a look at the color pack and Xnview. So if you downloaded Xnview, go ahead and install it. I'm not going to be covering that. We're going to be using it in a little bit though to take a look at some of the colors in the color pack. But the first thing we're going to do is actually open up the color pack and discuss something that kind of bothers me just a little bit. And that's the naming scheme of the colors. The mod author has showed the names of each of the different colors here. So if, for example, you'd like a hot pink themed Telos, you wanted all the colors to be replaced with hot pink, it's very difficult to filter it out. If, for example, I could type in the word hot and the search function would filter it out, that might help. However, if we go HPK, we'll see that this is also pink, and HPNK is also hot pink. Now this is very inconvenient because if they're not all named the same, it just takes a little bit of extra time to go ahead and find the correct folder or the correct files that I need if I want to replace the colors. And that's why we downloaded Xnview. Xnview is a simple utility. It allows us to view TGA files, and we're going to go ahead and go over to the color pack with this. You can navigate along the left hand side here. And essentially this is just what all the textures look like. Not only does it give us a basic viewing of the textures so that we can see, you know, okay, that's kind of what the blue will look like, that's kind of what the purple will look like, but it also sort of allows us to see exactly what's what. And this is actually going to be useful for you to pick out what textures you want. Now, if there's ever a future update to the color pack, I think a repackaged version would be kind of cool, but again, you know, this is the way we can do it for now. So essentially, if we want to select the colors, what we have to do is find them. So purple, I know I can use the suffix PP. If I then create a new folder on my desktop, and I select all of these purple folders, or purple texture files, and put them into this folder, we'll see that I have these. Alright, once we have all of the correct colors selected, we need to change the naming scheme. We're going to push F2 on the file and remove the suffix. Do this for all of them, and they'll look something like this. So as we can see, all of them are now, the suffix is removed, so it doesn't say PPL, it just says TEL_CP, etc. Now we can check to make sure they're purple using Xnview if we open this up, and as we can see, that's right, everything here is the purple. And if we want to mix and match colors, that is perfectly acceptable as well. I'm not sure how that would look, but you can go ahead and do it. You can pretty much do whatever you want, and you can use Xnview to help you pick out exactly what you want to change. And that's basically it. Once you're done, you basically take these, you drag and you drop them into your override file, and the color pack is installed successfully. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope this video helped. I know there's a couple people that were confused on how the color pack worked, and I figured I would just do a full mod coverage for all of this stuff. It's been a bit of a longer video, but I hope you don't mind. Anyways, until the next video, I have been Zool. Have an excellent day.